The Gina and Maddie podcast.
Gina Jeffries.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I am so lucky. I feel very privileged to have scored the gig as the guy on the microphone for the entire British and Irish Lions tour to Australia. So what that is it's 4 nations. So you've got England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales. They pick the best of the best in rugby, put them into one super team, and then they come here. Well, they've come here every 12 years. This happens. Every 12 years they tour through Australia. All right. And I've been working with the New South Wales Waratahs for the last 5 years. I've done some stuff with the Wallabies on the mic for the last 4 or so years. And when I got the tap on the shoulder to see if I'd be interested in this, I jumped at it. It's an iconic tour, and rugby in Australia can get a bit of a bad rap, but I know here on the coast there is a huge rugby community, and anyone listening who is part of the coast rugby community knows exactly how big a deal this is. In the Northern Hemisphere, this tour is everything. So we kicked off in Perth on Saturday night against the Super Rugby team, the Western Force, and at Optus Stadium. Now I've worked at a lot of the stadiums, but I'd never had the chance to work at Optus Stadium. Oh my Lord, this thing is incredible! Like it's just a super dome.
Yeah.
At capacity, it's 60,000. On Saturday night, we had just short of 50,000 people there.
Wow.
Unbelievable, and the amount of British and Irish that are here touring around for it. I think so.
They've come over.
Oh yeah,
to follow it.
I was in the hotel in Perth, and there was like tour groups. Perth was red, so their colours were. It was red through the whole of Perth. There's so many people that are here doing the full 6-week tour, just cashed up poms, just here, just touring around, and it was an absolute vibe. So on Friday, after the show, jumped on the plane, landed in Perth, and then sort of did some rehearsal, sound check, and then Saturday, same thing, just got into the ground and got ready for the night. And the Western Force got absolutely pumped. They were in it for about 50 minutes. Dylan Peach, who's a Wallaby himself, he played really well, but just the atmosphere and hearing, like we did some sing-alongs.
Do you lead it?
Well, yeah. So basically,
fun.
I'm like the game host. So out on the middle of the field, doing like the fun activations that they might do, like a kick the ball competition. Then get on the mic and intro what's coming up, the players, that kind of stuff, and then all the fun sort of. We try and have fun before and create a bit of a vibe and an atmosphere. So we did I Will Walk 500 Miles by the Proclaimers, and hearing 45,000 people doing the da-da-da-da and hearing the accents as well, because it was about a 70% Lions crowd to a 30% Aussie crowd. Yeah. So it was
just
phenomenal.
A cappella, not with the song.
So the song plays throughout the speakers, and then the DJ up when it gets to like the big iconic bits, will drop the music, and then everyone sings along. Like it's goosebump stuff.
How fun!
So we got some games leading up to then the Wallabies tests. We got one in Brisbane later in the month. Then we go to Melbourne where there'll be 100,000. It's already sold out, 100,000 at the MCG, and then back down to Sydney. The beginning of August for the last test. But so this week I fly to Brisbane on Tuesday, tomorrow after the show. I'll fly to Brizzy. They play the Reds. Back down for the Waratahs.
Sheesh, you're busy.
I love it though. It is busy. It's a lot, but I'm very lucky to have one job, let alone 5.
Wear a suit and stuff?
Sort of. No tie, but I suited up because it's rugby, It's a very sophisticated crowd. But when you are the ground announcer and doing that sort of stuff, you're not always sure if people listen. You're a bit of background sometimes.
Yeah.
Except for when the Times UK publish an article about things that you may or may not have said. Now, I can't confirm or deny that this is me until I have heard from Rugby Australia to say whether I'm in trouble or not, or this person is in trouble or not, when talking about the team. So the Lions team is, like I said, it's 4 different countries all in one, but there are some expats playing in that team who might have like a grandfather that might have been born in Scotland or stretching. So where it's the Western Force. This is from one of the rugby editors of the Times UK, which has over 300,000 followers on X. The Western Force announcer here going through the Lions 23. Our former Aussie Mac Hansen. Another former Aussie, Sione Tuipulotu, the Kiwi, now Irishman, James Lowe, the former South African schoolboy, now Scotsman, Pierre Schumann. The Aussies have no chill. Look, Just a bit of banter, guys.
Oh my God.
Just a bit of banter, but absolutely unreal. And off to Queensland for the Reds game on Tuesday.
Gina and Maddie.
The weather was good on the weekend, and as you know, my husband is away.
He's in Nashville.
He's in Nashville, so I'm going to unpack a bit more of that later. But at the moment, I'm dog sitting again. So Bear is back in my house.
The grand dog, the thick boy sausage
The
dog.
little sausage. Oh my God. So we haven't seen each other for a few months. I don't know who was more excited, me or him, to see each other.
Was it like one of those videos that pop up on the algorithm when like a soldier comes back from war and like the dog recognises them and just runs up, and it's just like a real one of those reunions. It's just like tears and
when a sausage dog wags his tail, it's the whole body going, and he's just
twerking. It's a twerk.
A sideways twerk.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's just so beautiful. He was so excited. He's just the best boy ever. And I've got to organise some doggy dates, of course. He needs to go and see Bobby the psychic sausage dog because they're besties.
Well, they're both psychic. They probably know that's going to happen. They probably know they're going to see each other. Bobby knows the bear's coming.
He's probably just waiting at the front door now.
Oh, no. Jean's going to bring him around. Yeah.
He's also got two other best friends, Teddy and Bonnie, so I've got to organise some play dates with Teddy and Bonnie. And it makes me really start thinking. I say to Rod, I think I'd like a dog. He goes, really? Well, you get up at 4:30 and in winter you got to take him out for a week.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it really makes me want to start thinking about grandkids.
Oh, no.
Jackie, no.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. No, we're not ready for that
You
just
want a
yet.
little woofer.
Look, it just makes me, just the company is so good. And
Rod knows that he's going to be looking after it. That's the...
Yeah, and Rod's the soft spot. Like, Rod's like, I don't want a dog. He's one of those dads, you know. And then the dog is all over Rod like a rash when he's home. But speaking about being all over someone like a rash, he's in my bed now. Rod's away. Dog's in the bed.
Oh, the thick boy.
Oh, I love him in the bed. He's warm.
Oh,
and he loves me and he gets right under. It's nothing like a sausage in the bed while your husband's away. Dog. People sausage dog.
Yep. Yeah. We got it.
Gina and Maddie.
Spoke about it a bit earlier in the show. Over the weekend, I was lucky enough to be in Perth on the microphone for the first time that the British and Irish Lions were here in 12 years. As I always do when I'm on a plane, I play passenger roulette. Like, who is it going to be that's sitting next to me? I just watch everyone come down going, is it going to be them?
Not you, not you. Please not you. Please not you.
Jesus, don't be you.
Don't make eye contact.
There was a young guy. He come in and I was like, all right, I'll take him.
Yeah.
Anyway, he sat down. He was so anxious because there was some UFC on and the Wi-Fi wasn't working. So he was just like, the whole time he wanted to watch the UFC and he couldn't, and his mate was like 3 rows back on the other side. So they were yelling at each other about what was happening in the UFC.
No.
Anyway, and then the clincher, all right, and I don't know how you feel about this, but he took his shoes off. Right, he took his shoes off on the plane, and I go, you know what? If you're going long haul, and he maybe got some, compression socks or something back on, fine. But he took his shoes off, and then because you put your overhead in the top, and then whatever bag you have goes underneath the seat in front of you. He had like his backpack under there, so he had no room to put his feet. One of his feet just started to come, like he was on my side under, and I'm like, you've got this manky, dirty sock that's near my feet, and I'm like,
he's
this is
doing the man
just...
spread.
Look, but it wasn't even a man spread. He had his legs tilted. Like his knees were pointing in my direction and one leg was over the other side.
You're
and
too
I'm just like,
friendly. This is your problem.
Oh, God.
You're too approachable and friendly and people think they can.
Inside my head, I'm like, dude, move your knee. But I'm just like, oh, gosh, you're still struggling with the Wi-Fi? Anyway, it was it was foul. But what I thought we could do, I'd love to do Who'd You Sit Next To?
Yeah.
Like, on the train, on the bus, on a plane. Have you sat next to, quite possibly, the worst ever passenger?
Hey, Michelle, tell us your story.
A couple of years back, my new partner and I took our kids, so his daughter and my son, to Florida.
Oh, wow.
And, my stepdaughter, she decided not to wear any socks this morning.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And, she was only about 9, so, no expensive shoes or anything, so just some nice synthetic shoes that had a lovely foot smell in them.
Oh, no.
And halfway to LA, she decided that she's going to take her shoes off and, lay on Daddy and put her feet up. And
oh, no.
Yeah, and then, she had to put her shoes back on, and then we had to get to Florida from LA, so... Oh, let's just say her shoes ended up in the bin in Florida.
I bet, lady, that's a 24-hour of pong just on flights. Oh, Michelle, I love that.
And she'll be glad Michelle shared that.
Yeah, why not?
Too. Hello, Ruth from Toukley. What happened?
Yeah, mine was a flight as well years ago, and I was waiting in the aisle at Sydney Airport waiting to get on the plane. And this man walked past, and he was a really large build, and I just went, imagine sitting next to a guy on the plane that's, big. It must be really uncomfortable. Anyway, half an hour later, I'm boarding the plane, and I'm going to Cairns, so I think it's a 3-hour flight.
Yeah.
And I'm walking down the aisle, and, it's me next to the guy. So
Ruth.
he's in the middle seat of 3, and I'm in the aisle seat. And he was just so large, like he was coming into my seat, and then he asked for the seat extender, and then the food came, and I'm almost hanging in the aisle because there was just no room, and I felt so bad for him because I didn't want to embarrass him either.
No.
And there was no extra seats on the plane, so I had a 3-hour flight of silence and just being so uncomfortable because I just didn't want to say anything to him. It was terrible.
Ruth, I really feel
See, I hate it when often when he's sitting next to a man, no offence, Maddie, but they think it's their right to put their elbows on both the spaces.
Yeah.
But you imagine that's not just elbows on those spaces.
No.
That's a little bit of tum-tum.
No,
There's a little bit of tum-tum.
that is the etiquette, isn't it? If you're in the middle, you get both elbow rests.
No,
if you're in the middle seat, you do. So if you're in the, because even, how do you feel about that, Ruth? Like, because if you're in the aisle, you've got the aisle, and you can throw your legs out a little bit wider.
Yeah.
Right. If you're in the middle, you're screwed. So the person in the middle gets both elbow rests.
Where's this rule written?
I think it's an unspoken. Do you roll with that, Ruth?
I think you're right, yep.
Yeah, because in the window, you've got the window, and you can just sort of
You lean on the
window. You get the one on the right, you've got your armrest there, and then if you're in the aisle, you got the one on the left. But if you're in the middle, you get both. You got the right to both
all
armrests.
these years I've been flying, I didn't realise that.
You've been cracking it, dropping the elbow into passengers.
Listen to Gina and Maddie weekday mornings from 5:30 live on the Star Player.